You ever wonder what it really takes to build something huge from absolutely nothing? I mean, no family money, no business to inherit, no safety net, just an idea and a fire in your belly. Well, today, we're going to dive deep into the world of first-generation entrepreneurs and unpack their absolutely incredible stories. So, what are we even talking about here? A first-generation entrepreneur is a true pioneer. They are the very first person in their family to ever start a business. Think about that. There's no roadmap, no one to call for advice who's been there before. They're literally writing the rulebook as they go along. And that leads us to the big question, right? How in the world do they pull it off? How do they swim against the current and not just survive, but build these massive, lasting legacies? What is their secret? Well, we're about to find out by digging into the journeys of four absolute titans of Indian industry. Our first story kicks off with a name that is basically synonymous with Indian business, Dhirubhai Ambani. His journey is the stuff of legend, for sure. The contrast here is just staggering. On one side, you have the son of a village schoolteacher, a guy who moved to Yemen to work as a gas station attendant. And on the other, the founder of Reliance Industries, a global powerhouse, and the man named the Indian entrepreneur of the 20th century. It's a leap that's almost hard to wrap your head around. And this didn't just happen overnight. His was a steady, methodical climb. He came back to India in '58 and started small, trading textiles. By 1966, he'd founded Reliance. But the real game changer? That came in 1992, when Reliance became the very first Indian company to raise money on international markets. His legacy was ultimately cemented with one of India's highest civilian honors. Okay, next up, we have the man widely known as the father of the Indian IT industry, the architect of a whole digital revolution, Narayan Murthy. 10,000 rupees. Just look at that number. It doesn't seem like much, does it? I mean, it's definitely not enough to build a global company, or is it? This single amount tells one heck of a story. Because that 10,000 rupees, which he actually borrowed from his wife, was the entire starting capital for Infosys. From that one humble loan, he and 6 of his colleagues built a company that would go on to define India's software boom and become a multi-billion-dollar giant. It just perfectly illustrates the power of starting small, but thinking really, really big. And his philosophy? It was built on one incredibly important point: pure meritocracy. Murthy wasn't about hiring family or friends. Nope. He built Infosys on a rock-solid foundation of hiring the absolute best people for the job, period. And that created a culture of excellence that became the company's backbone. Our third story is, wow, it's one of just breathtaking resilience, a true phoenix rising from the ashes journey. This is the story of Kalpana Sarosh. Just look at the two sides of this story. They're almost impossible to reconcile. She was a child bride at 12 who faced horrific abuse and grinding poverty. And yet today, she is the chairperson of a major company, a Padma Shri Award winner, and runs a business worth hundreds of crores. It is an almost unbelievable transformation. Her path just shows this incredible, relentless drive. At just 16, she was working in a garment factory. A small government loan helped her start her first couple of businesses. But the real trial by fire came in 2001. When she was asked to save Kamani Tubes, a company that was literally drowning in 116 crores of debt. And against all odds, she didn't. She restructured the whole thing and made it profitable. And her story leaves us with one of the most powerful lessons of all. It's not about the fancy degrees you have on your wall. It's about your skills, your vision, and that raw, unstoppable determination to see it through. And finally, let's look at a modern-day pioneer who changed the very way 1 billion people think about money. Vijay Shekhar Sharma, the founder of Paytm. His journey began with an immense struggle. Coming from a small town, he had to teach himself English just to get through engineering college. And to fund his first company, he took out loans with these crushing interest rates, as high as 24%. But the triumph? He created Paytm and became one of India's youngest billionaires. But his biggest obstacle wasn't just money, it was belief. When he pitched the idea for an online payment platform, his own board of directors shot him down. They were convinced that Indians would never, ever give up cash. But Sharma, he saw something they didn't. He believed in his vision. So you've got a gas station attendant, a teacher's son, a survivor of extreme poverty, and a student battling insane debt. Their individual paths could not have been more different. But when you look closely, you realize they were all following the exact same blueprint for success. So let's do it. Let's distill these incredible journeys into that very blueprint. What are the common threads that tie all of these extraordinary entrepreneurs together? First, and it all starts here, is vision. This is that uncanny ability to see an opportunity where everyone else just sees a dead end. It's having that unshakable belief in your idea, like Vijay Shankar Sharma did, even when your own board says you're wrong. It's having the willpower to see the finished skyscraper when you're still just looking at a patch of dirt. Second, and this one is completely non-negotiable, is grit. As Dhirubhai Ambani's story showed us, empires are not built in a day. It takes years and years of hard work and patience. It's that resilience to get knocked down 7 times and stand up 8. It's that simple, powerful, never giving up attitude that separates the dreamers from the doers. And finally, the foundation. You see, this isn't just about what you build, but how you build it. Narayan Murthy taught us to build on strong principles like transparency and meritocracy, always hiring the best. And Kalpana Saroj proved that the strongest foundation isn't built on paper degrees, but on pure skill and unwavering determination. Vision, grit, and a strong foundation. That's the blueprint. Every single one of these titans started with nothing more than an idea and the will to make it real, which, leaves us with one final really important question to think about. What's your idea?